Anyway, I don't know how to start it, but welcome to episode. Is it episode 6?
Yeah, it is. I think.
Is that how we all about?
I think the last one was 5.
Yeah,
So.
no, like,
I think it's 6. Yeah.
I'm getting confused at this stage because we did that episode 0.
Yeah, like just where you were chatting.
So, so I'm not sure whether this is like 7 or 6.
Whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, it's the next episode of the Sold Out podcast.
Yeah,
with
that's
Shane
it.
Fitzpatrick of Late Tonight. Do you want to explain a bit about what you do?
Yeah, so I'm the CEO and creative director of Late Tonight, which is a fashion brand based here in Ireland. We produce seasonal collections, autumn, winter, spring, summer. Been doing it for about 3 years now.
Since like 2015.
2015, yeah. First showed our first collection January 2016 at Paris Fashion Week.
Yeah.
And then I was started working on that 2015 around like July or August.
Yeah.
So been
and
working
we were talking a bit before we started about like you didn't actually study fashion formally. So how did you go about going from no education in fashion to Paris Fashion Week?
So I was studying photography for a bit, and then I we were chatting about it, I realized like that I had more interest in what I was looking at, like the clothes on models, etc. So I always kind of had this idea that I wanted to start some sort of a brand, but I didn't know what way to go about it. So I started coming up with ideas then, just based off like photographs I was taking. I was like, how would this look on a t-shirt maybe, or different slogans that I was coming up with. So then I dropped out of college and I decided to pursue this more. Like I never had like a massive interest in fashion in general, but I suppose like growing up, I don't know, where we all kind of just wore tracksuits. We always had like Nike TNs and all that. Like, so we were kind of into that side of it, like, you know. And then like I used to like skate a bit as well. So, so I started like a little t-shirt brand. Then it was just called Fitz. Just that was based off of
your name.
My second name. Yeah, I just changed the Z to an S. Like, you know. I still say it to some people now, and they're like, "Oh, like they're like that's where it came from." I'm like, it's nothing. Like, so I started working on that. Then just we're kind of just doing like drops kind of out of nowhere, just with different designs and different
just
kind of
mainly
like
t-shirts.
Mainly t-shirts. Then I started like we put out some other stuff as well, like jackets, caps, but it was mainly t-shirt based. So coming off of that, like it got like it was okay, you know, like it was doing pretty well. This was very early on in things as well. Like this was like 2012, so like the fashion scene was a lot different then.
Exactly.
You know,
that's before Off-White.
Yeah, this is before like Pyrex even.
Exactly,
like you know, this is before all that kind of merged. It was only kind of starting.
And did you see any particular brand that made you want to do it? Or was it the skate brands or like? Yeah,
like I always kind of had an interest in like Supreme and Stussy, and I liked like just some smaller ones. Like I liked A-Life. I remember like, do you remember like Stay Dirty? That Shane got. It was before Shane Gonzalez did Midnight Studios. He had this one called Stay Dirty. He did like this really like sick Gucci Mane tee, like Stay Dirty and all that. So I liked stuff like that, Stray Rats, just like smaller brands. So I was kind of just like seeing like I wanted to do something like that here. So then it got to the stage then where I wanted to move it forward. I kind of hit a wall. I feel I needed to do something else with Fitz. Like I just needed to do something else. I just wasn't really what I wanted to do anymore. I wanted to move away from just making like.
You probably felt a bit in a box. Just
that's it. Yeah, just everything. It wasn't marketable. It wasn't like I couldn't really get to where I wanted. Like, because like I wanted to like build something bigger. You know, So that's when Late Tonight came about. Yeah, Late Tonight came about. Then I started thinking about it it was like early 2015. I was like, right, like I had another kind of collection coming out for Fitz, with a couple of different pieces, and I was like, all right, once this is done, then I'm going to focus more on Late Tonight.
So you still put that collection out?
Yeah, so I still put that collection out. I just like that sold or whatever, and then I used like whatever extra money I made off of that to put into Late Tonight. Yeah. So I was kind of, but like while that was coming out, I had kind of just started working on ideas for Late Tonight, you know. So I guess it's kind of a progression. Like it's not the same brand, but a lot of ideas that I had for the first brand moved over.
The way you kind of see with Pyrex and Off-White, it's like there's that semblance of the same idea,
well, it's like what Virgil said. He was like, you know, I'm not going to get to where I want to be with Pyrex Vision. Like, exactly, you know, it needs to. I need to change this up. Like, you know, because even like his first Off-White collection was very similar to Pyrex that he was doing.
Change the what's in the box. Like,
like you know, like but like I just guess to that stage where you just know that you want to do something.
Yeah. So what kind of ideas did you want to explore under Late Tonight that were different to?
I just wanted to move to more of like a fashion house kind of feel. Like, you know, I wanted to move to more cut and sew stuff, do like menswear, women's wear pieces, work on like jackets, tailoring, like all types of like trousers, just like overall, like, you know, I just wanted to like explore more ideas. I wanted to bring more concepts into it, you know, focus on different concepts. Like the first collection that I did, it was like an exploration into like the idea of like death and dying, how like different people react to people's deaths, do you know, stuff like that. Like I explored that a lot in the first collection. We did like these big heavy varsity jackets which just said like a dead body on them, like they got like mad stuff, just crazy stuff. I just wanted to put like these crazy ideas out there and see what kind of sticks, you know.
And you couldn't have that on a t-shirt that said Fitz, really, you know what I mean?
No, it just wouldn't work, you know. And also I wanted to take myself kind of
more seriously,
and take my like me away from it, like, you know. Like I tried a couple of rebranding things first where I would just do like Fitz by Shane Fitzpatrick or something, but it just didn't sound right, you know. I needed like something more marketable, like, exactly.
And where did the Late Tonight name come from?
So it just, Late Tonight just comes from me basically doing the majority of my work after hours. I've always been like kind of an insomniac. I always like kind of suffer from like ADD, ADHD. I couldn't really, like, I always found it hard to sleep. I have a lot of anxiety, like, you know. So basically, like, being up all night creating ideas, and more and more people that I like meet that are into creative outlets, they say the same thing. They're like, like I do the bulk of my creating at night time as well. You know,
get your best ideas.
Like I feel as though like people spend like all day like trying to like stress out to do this job, whatever it is, like, you know, creative, or even if it's not creative, like try and meet these deadlines. Sometimes it's like when you're at home at night, just when all the stress is off, that's when the ideas flow.
Or perhaps it's even like, say, if you're in a 9 to 5 and you know you're focusing on other stuff all day, so there's all this suppressed creative energy.
Exactly.
And it's finally when you get to lie down, you're kind of like, all of that stuff kind of bubbles up and is like, oh, you never thought about your creative stuff today, and it's like that's when it all
starts firing. So it always kind of stuck to me. I was like, the bulk of the stuff that I do, I'm doing it like late at night, you know. So it was kind of so I was like, right, like I'll do some sort of a flip on that. I was like, I think it sounds pretty cool. I said. Then I didn't just want to do like the Late Tonight written out, so I wanted to like do different type of logo, which is why I did the 2N. Because like I didn't really see that in a lot of clothes either, and even now I was only talking to it with my girlfriend lately about how when I look at it, it looks different, like than really other like stuff, like, you know, just with like the 2 or whatever.
And it kind of reminds me of, like you were just saying, but even like the way kind of ASAP Mob are able to put it in their name, so the way you have your Instagram at is at Chain2N.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Cheap plug.
If there's anybody else joining the staff, it's almost like a little
exactly. And I feel as though and it's like it's pretty handier, like if I'm working on things, like, you know, to have like a kind of a different name to just a word.
And even for SEO, I mean, if you just type in Late Tonight, you're probably gonna get the Late Show. You're gonna get all this other stuff.
Like that's it. Like the only thing that'll come up as a clothing brand is me. Like I remember when I first looked it up, the only thing that came up was some like weird website code and some like video with just beeping noise or something. So I was like, so when I finally started doing stuff, all that was coming up was like my work. So I was like, here we go, like I can focus on this now. Whether with Fitz, like you put something up, like you get 1 million results, you know. Whether with Late Tonight, like it's very zoned in on me, and also like it kind of sticks out in your head as well, like, you know, because that's a really important thing with the whole marketing of the brand. Like you want to have an identity for yourself, you know. I feel like the name is a big part of the brand identity. Like it sticks in people's head because they're always like, what's that mean? What does this, for
the longest time as well, I was even calling it Late 2N or something.
I'd still call it like Late 2N myself as well, or L2N. People say L2N or whatever, but I get you.
And I suppose you kind of had to make the mistake, if you could call it a mistake, with Fitz, of the kind of branding side of things.
Yeah, exactly. Like when I started, I hadn't a clue, man. Yeah. Like, you know, I just...
Were you just printing on Gildan, or kind of what was your process?
Yeah, it was then? Like Gildan, Fruited Loom.
Yeah.
Or kind of the early staples.
Just screen printing. And,
yes, they were all screen printed. I was getting it all outsourced. I remember I got my first batch done here in Dublin off of a place, and then I got some done like down where I'm from, like down in Tipperary. I had to meet some guy in the back of a van, and he handed me out a big thing of t-shirts and grant like sound. And I was like, sound, yeah, you know, like so. I learned a lot through that as well, with the whole like production side of things, money things, and how much it actually costs to even just make 25-30 t-shirts printed on Fruit Loom or Gildan or, you know, like it's
still expensive, like. Yeah,
that's it, like, so you kind of have to make those, not mistakes, it's all learning, like I see it all as a learning process. Even now, like say when I first started doing Late Tonight to now, like I've done so many different things throughout it, and I've learned from all of them, like some good, some bad, but you know, I can bring it all to what I'm doing now and try and...
And has it all been trial or error? Did you do a course, or was it YouTube searches? Like, kind of what?
I don't know. I was always like mad into just making different things. Like, so when I was younger, like I would always experiment with Photoshop and Illustrator a little bit, and I used to like make beats on like Fruity Loop and all that stuff. So I was always like into. So I was always into that stuff. Then when I did that like college photography course. We had like an image processing thing, so we were doing more Photoshop work. So I just started doing like different graphics and images through that, and then like YouTube. Big into YouTube. That's how I learned how to like screen print.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say.
Like all types of print, screen print, foil print, embroider. Basic sewing, and then like my family has a kind of a history of tailors as well, so
you kind of had the plug on that.
So I had that as well. So like my mom was always big into it, so then I just kind of like used stuff on YouTube and stuff on the internet to help me kind of progress it, like you know, because like I was never really in the position to do like full-time college, like do fashion full-time in college. Like I just didn't really have the money or the resources to do it. So this is how I this is the only way that I felt like I saw by fire almost, exactly, like I saw where I wanted to be, and then I was like, right, I'm just gonna have to use all these different resources, like, you know, whether it was YouTube or books or I'd read any type of books
and just figure it out, like.
Like I'd look at any type of book to do it, like sewing or dressmaking or fashion or anything, printing, you know, and just take down any information I could, and then practice and then eventually it comes around, and then you get used to doing it, you know, and then it's kind of like clockwork, like now I can just do whatever, just from learning, you know.
And you have a studio now based in Waterford. So I was going to say, are all the clothes handmade by yourself, or do you have a staff, or?
So most of the stuff, I did like templates and stuff myself, and then I have a place in Portugal that does like can do like mass production. So I do like a template of a shirt, like I did that before, like the Late Tonight template of a shirt or whatever I'm making, and then I can send it to them, and then they can do like make more for me, like mass produce them wherever I need to make. But like all the screen printing, sewing, tagging, labeling, all that type of stuff is all done in Waterford. So we still do the bulk of that. It's mainly just myself, like I kind of do everything. I get like a little bit of help from friends, but the majority of it is just myself. So, but I'm lucky to have like made those relationships with those manufacturers as well, like a couple in Portugal. I've got a place in Turkey as well, so that I can kind of chat over and back to them while I'm making collections, you know. Because say like I pattern cutting and stuff like that, like I wouldn't be too experienced in doing that myself, you know, like, but I know how to do my tech sheets and do all that and get it over and like,
and figure that out
and figure out what I need and go through different fabrics and be like, right, look, we're going to do this, and you know, and it'll eventually get to that point, like I am still learning, so it'll eventually get to that point where I want to bring everything in house. But at the moment, like I'm happy with the way it does, like I have a good relationship with those people, and I can work on whatever I want. And then I started doing the printing in-house last year. I felt like I was just spending so much money on getting prints done and VAT and all that stuff. I was like, if I purchased the equipment myself,
Was that one of the big first investments, was it?
Yeah, that was like a big first investment. I was like, if I can take that out myself, like take that cost out and do all this stuff myself, like it's really gonna help me.
And you can probably experiment it with yourself then.
Yeah, well, like now, like, you know, while I'm working on a collection, like I can do a sample, you know, and then right there, like I can legit sketch something up, put it, or make a design, and I can print it, I can make it straight away, be like, right, this works with these colors, you know, this will, or I can, like, you know, when I get my fabrics, I can test the fabric straight away, be like, right, is this gonna work on, like, can I embroider on this fabric, is this gonna fall out, you know, like, you can do that straight away. So that really helps, like, just that thing. Like, I now that I do it, it's kind of crazy thinking that I did it any other way, like, you know, I feel as though it was so stressful, like, because you're going over and back to, like, printers, and you talk to them 6 or 7 times, like, being like, right, like, I need you to print this, and then they print it, and then it's the wrong colorways, or it's too small, or, you know, and that's whatever it is, and it's something now that I can do in like 20 minutes. And you can
just put your vision out there.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like, and I feel as though I can work on more things, like, you know, it's easier to kind of produce what I want to, you know, different collections now. I can get them done quicker. I can, you know, like, I can focus more on the design and the making element of it, because I don't have to spend so much time
worrying about
how it's gonna, you know, because I'd be there, like, even the first Late Tonight collection, like, I didn't have, like, any of my samples with the prints on them until, like, a week before I went to Paris, you know, and I was like, however they come now, I'm gonna have to bring them, even if they're not done properly, how I wanted them. It doesn't matter whether now I don't have to worry about that. So it's one, you know, because, like, you have so many things to kind of stress about. Exactly, it's one thing that I don't have to stress about.
Just ticking more and more off the list.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, like, little by little, I just want to keep building on it. Yeah. And even to just have that studio space as well is so handy.
Massive work.
And, like, I work above the Vintage Factory in Waterford, so the whole vibe around it, like, it's super perfect cool. There's always people in, like, kind of really, like, stylish people, like, buying clothes and checking out the brand, and, you know, like, I can stock a few little bits in the shop as well and get people kind
downstairs.
Of like,
what's
you know,
the address?
It's 24 O'Connell Street. So check it out. But we just recently moved because, like, we were in, like, a really old building, and, like, the snow just didn't survive. So we're like, we've moved now. But now we have a super nice space, so so it's nice to be in that kind of around those people constantly and working on bits, and we built a kind of a community there of, like, different just people that are into, like, fashion and designers and all that type of stuff. So it's cool.
Gone well. Have you only been selling in Ireland, or has it been doing successfully, like, abroad as well?
It's actually, it's more successful abroad than it is in Ireland. Like, it's only kind of picked up in Ireland over the last year. It's been kind of getting, like, more people have been finding out about it that didn't know about it. I think it's because of my friend Fortune.
Shout out.
Shout out Fortune gang. He messaged me, like, last year. He was doing, like, DIT fashion show, and he was like, here, like, we need your brand, you know, like, I haven't seen anything like this, like, it's so sick. So I kind of went and I gave him some pieces for that, and then after that kind of picked up, because, like, we just stayed in touch, we were just hanging out all the time, so a bunch of his friends, like, started finding out about it and representing, and I started, like, selling more pieces then in Ireland, but mainly, like, biggest market is, like, Russia.
Really?
Like, Russia, and, like, then parts of Asia, like Japan, Korea, South Korea, Russia, Moscow, St. Petersburg.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Have
you been out there, or
no? Like,
it's crazy.
It's crazy. Like, and then even, like, Ukraine, like Kiev. Like, I sent a bunch of stuff to Kiev last week. Like, the whole Eastern Europe kind of.
Like
really Belarus.
And do you have retailers out there, or is this
online? This is all from online. I worked with some models. It was probably, like, last year was the first time, like, early last year was the first time I worked with them. It was just, like, a bunch of, like, super, like, fashionable girls that are from Moscow, and they found my brand online, and they were like, oh, I really love this brand, you know, and then I started talking to them, and then we did, like, a collab, and then I started collabing with a few more people, and then they have, like, crazy followings. So everyone, so, like, it kind of took off then, because people started seeing, like, them wearing it, and then they wore it to, like, Moscow Fashion Week, and it kind of picked up, and I think I was lucky that they were kind of the ones that were like all these other people were kind of looking at for like different for new brands. I feel as though like Russia especially, like they're big into like new different things. Like they're big into wearing like different brands that nobody really knows, because they just want like different things.
Because over here we only know of like Gosha, but
exactly, where they're just like a bunch. Like I've known that now from like kind of like having a market there. I've been doing more research into the the market, and there's so many brands,
and probably the same in Asia, because like it's almost completely like when people say streetwear, but it's almost completely different. I feel like in Korea.
It's completely different, you know especially in Korea, because you have the whole counterfeit culture. Like there's like no kind of like real brands there. Like they just have like 20 versions of Supreme that all make like the same products, and then people buy them. Like so like I was lucky enough to kind of get into those markets early, because they seem to be the ones like that are really kind of
fastest growing.
And that's basically just through Instagram, like just marketing crazy through Instagram, you know. Like I've been using that for so long now. They're like really active on there. So they're the main markets, and then like I send a lot of stuff to France as well, just from like when I first did like Fashion Week. I met a whole bunch of just like fashion kids, just kids, and crazy, and they were always they were like, oh, this is so cool, you know. So they learned about it early. So so I've been lucky to kind of get that early on. And then like I said, like the last year, then things have been picking up more at home. So there's a nice mix of kind of like people that are interested in what I'm doing, you know.
And have you seen a lot of people like on Instagram posting pics? Like, how do you see it styled then? Is it different to how you thought, or
it like really varies, like, because like say if someone in Japan posts a pic, like it's usually more kind of clean cut, like, you know, like really like kind of like straight kind of, you know, that type of stuff. Quite like just with like some yohis or something, like, you know, whether like Russia, like they just the style is like, crazy, like, you know, like, so it's like all types of like crazy big jackets, like, and then they'll wear like the shirts or like some dad sneakers or whatever, like, you know. So but I like seeing it styled differently, you know, because it brings a lot more, I don't know how to say it, but inspiration to you, exactly, and like people can see it worn different ways on different people, you know. Like I want to bring as many people into it as possible, you know. I want people to see it in different ways, you know. So it's good to have people in different areas. Like that's why I work with so many like models and artists and stuff through Instagram, and collaborate with them, and they all like kind of work on different things, like, you know, but I feel as though it works at the same time with the brand, like, and what we're trying to do. So
so when you're coming up with the inspiration for each collection, I remember when we talked in a print interview, you were kind of saying that you kind of come up with like a concept or a word and you kind of branch out from that. Do you want to talk a bit about that process?
So I focus on words a lot, or feelings that I'm feeling in the moment. I don't like sketch straight away. I'm not like that type of a designer that sits down and is like, right, I'm gonna make 20 pieces and then sketch them all. So it's very focused on like words or feelings, and so I'll just write down a whole bunch of stuff, how I'm feeling at that moment. Whether it's
internal, external,
just whatever. Like I just pick up on different things. I'll just like write it all down, you know. I have like a big crazy wall, like I'll just
of just words
like words and just feelings and like things that are related to that then, and I'll like link them all together, and I'll just keep working on that, and then see kind of what sticks and what. Like, so say, like, you know, like the autumn winter 17 collection, the Abandon Me stuff that I did, like that would have had like 30 plus variations before I actually decided that's what I wanted to print. And then like I like linking other things into it. So like say when I did the collection about like the Abandoned collection that had like 3 different variants of the concept of abandonment, like, you know. It had like emotional abandonment, it had like abandoned buildings, and then I looked into like closed cities, like, you know, all these places that are just built to hold like nuclear weapons, like, and the life is all like it's fake because you can't come in or out with them, like, you know, you're just living this fake life. So like I wanted to put all those together, like, and I'd always like follow that through then, like, so from the early process of the words and the different things that I put together, different images that I find, Then I'll do like some light sketches and see how things are looking, you know, what I want to add to it, how many pieces I feel like needs to be in the collection. And then like throughout the lookbook, campaign, promotion, music, everything, like it all syncs.
And you're kind of hands-on with all of that.
I do.
You were
like
kind of saying.
I do pretty much everything. Like I'll bring some friends in just to kind of like help out, but like it's pretty much all me, like from the very first like idea of the collection, and then like I shoot the lookbook, and then I might get someone in to shoot the campaign with me, and I'll do the videography. Me and a couple of friends will do the music. So I'm always involved in everything. Like I'm that kind of person where I
think a lot of creatives are.
I just have to
figure it out for yourself. You
know? I really like being. I don't know. I wouldn't really feel comfortable being like, okay, someone else take the reins and then you kind of go with it. I kind of have to be. Like I like working with people on things. Like I like collabing on stuff. But
you almost don't want it to be permanent, almost. You know.
Yeah, exactly. No, like I like having. I feel as though, like, and people have said it to me before, that the brand is kind of very me. Like you can like you can see me a lot in the brand, or when I talk to them about it. So I like to keep that, because I feel as though it's like a selling point of the brand. It's a good thing about the brand, that it's a reflection of me as well. And what I'm into, and the different mad ideas that go through my head. Like, you know, I'm just like, right, I'll just throw this out and see if it works.
What's it like when you show up Paris Fashion Week, like especially probably the first time and stuff, like what was that like, you know? The first time was mental, like, because I just kind of like was like, right, what am I gonna do? I was like, I need to show people that I'm serious about this, because I was messaging people like crazy from here, because this was before the big takeoff. Like I feel as though now there's a lot more people that are trying to do what we're doing, like. And I was messaging people on like the Irish Fashion Council and all that, and they were all just like, oh, like none of them cared about what I was doing. They were like, we don't care about like stuff that's influenced by streetwear or whatever, you know, like, because this was way back.
Like they didn't, like, you know. So I was like, I'm just gonna, I was like, I'll go to Paris Fashion Week, you know.
Just doing it, like.
So I was like, so I came up with like a big plan of what I wanted to do, and I went to like the enterprise office, and I was like, look, this is what I'm trying to do, like nobody else is doing it. And
so how does that process work? Like, do you need to apply somewhere to get in there, or?
So you have to, like, you go to like your local enterprise office or like LEO, and they can give like grants for people that want to like are starting their own business or want to do like creative things. And they're really good at supporting, like,
and then,
you know,
even is it the same for Paris Fashion Week in terms of like, do you need permission to show there, or is it something
like,
you
no,
can do
it's pretty much
like?
You do it yourself, like, as long as you have a space and you get insurance on it, and then you kind of work all that out. So like the first time I went, I did capsule trade show, so that was just like, you apply to capsule, you know, you pay for your stands, and then you go and you show and you meet buyers and you talk to people and all that, but it's all in one setting. Whether the second,
there's a couple different brands maybe on the same catwalk, or
exactly, there's a bunch of different brands all like showing together, like in like a trade kind of space environment, like, you know, and you're meeting loads of people. Whether the second time I went, I got my own space. It was on like Notre Dame de Nazareth, so it's like where all like the different like concrete is there, and a bunch of other like little shops and little showrooms, like so it was by chance that I got it. I just saw it, that it was like available, and I was like, right, like,
is it like an Airbnb for like showrooms?
I just looked online. I was like, showrooms in Paris, and I found this website all in French, and then I like translated it. Like my girlfriend has basic French, and she was kind of translating stuff, and then I threw the rest of it into Google Translate, and I was like, right, we're gonna do this. So I put like, and like their pricing on this place was super cheap, because I don't think they realized that they were in such a prime position for Fashion Week, but they know now, because I checked it recently, and it's like tripled in price. So probably when I went there,
it was probably like their first year or something.
So I probably like ruined it for everyone, because I went there and did this like Fashion Week thing, and they were like, oh, like, we need to cash in on this.
We realized, like,
so for that anyway, I had my own like independent showroom space, so so I could set up my collections, I could set it up how I wanted, however I wanted it to look, and then, like, you know, I invited like buyers, or just people could walk in and try on the clothes, and I did like private presentations and stuff like that. But with that, like, you just find a space, and then you pay the deposit on it, and then you need to get like like liability insurance or whatever, you know, like there's one you can get there that we don't have here where it's legit. You can just get it for like 2 days
for the 2 days
for like a showroom space. You can get that, and then you just, everything else is up to yourself, you know. You make the connects and you try and talk to people and
like that,
and all that stuff. So that's what I was doing then for a couple of years, you know, kind of running my own space, because I feel as though it was cheaper, and also it's better to have your own space because you can set it
more
up
creative
like,
freedom.
Like aesthetically, however you want it to look, it can look how you want it to look, you know. So I felt like that was better. So I showed there for a couple of years, and then I didn't do it this year because we were chatting earlier. Like I wanted to like kind of work on the collection
a bit longer. Like
So.
I get you. And like, so is that different to how you're going to show the next time? Or are you always going to keep it independent? Or
I'm kind of thinking about it at the moment. Like I feel like I'm trying to figure it out at the moment. Like I've done it for, like I've done the whole kind of fashion week thing now for 3 or 4 years, and I'm just trying to find other ways to do it, because I feel as though.
And is it always Paris as well? Have you been looking at other places?
Yeah, it's mainly Paris that I showed. I was in London as well, looking at some stuff like the designer showrooms and stuff like that. So I was thinking about possibly showing there in January for next season, for like autumn winter 2020 stuff.
Keep your eyes open.
Yeah, that's it. So I was possibly looking into showing at London for that, because I feel as though there's like a really nice young vibe going on over there now. There's a lot of like super creative people doing loads of crazy stuff. So yeah, like I'm just kind of focusing on getting my collections done now, and seeing like then when they're finished how I want to show them off. I'm not going to jump straight into
committing to anything,
to stuff, or just I don't want to become stagnant either, where there's like I see so many brands now, like, because I've been like kind of looking at it for so long, like that are just, you know, make a collection, go to fashion week, come back, make a collection, go to fashion week, come back,
just for the sake of it.
Just for the sake of it. Like I want to like kind of explore different ideas. I'm like, no, there's other ways of doing this, especially now with the internet, with like Instagram, with everything. Like there's other ways of doing it. So like for spring summer 19, I'm gonna do like a kind of online presentation.
I was gonna say, like, there's probably different ways that you could just do it all together. Like,
I'm gonna do like an online presentation. I'm gonna like stream it through the website,
especially with IGTV and all this kind of new stuff that's coming out.
It's crazy. It's like I was kind of
interesting to see how it's gonna be used.
That's it. Like I was thinking about doing something through that as well, because like we have such a big following on Instagram. I was like, that's because like I use stories a lot, so I feel as though that's like the next level of that.
Exactly.
Because I wanted to do like some sort of a live presentation through that. Now with Instagram TV, you could kind of
edit it out, because like if it's live, it's a bit
exactly. That's it.
Hold on a second.
I know, but I do like the whole vibe of it being like live, because it makes it a bit more exciting, because it's like this has to be right. Because like if you're doing like a show, like if you're doing a catwalk or whatever, like you can do your couple of takes, but then once it's live, like whatever way. So this is just a way to kind of give myself a buzz, I think.
I really like the vibe of the Kanye listening parties. Two, like I think that the Kid Cudi one was the one that I caught live, but like even that stream went really well. Like it's just, I mean, there was only one angle though, really, and there wasn't too much going on. But
I liked it.
Like it's cool to see it live and just know that that's like happening right now.
Exactly, it was very kind of like simplified as well. Like, I like that. Like I like the kind of vibe.
It's a different way of presenting it, rather than like the listening party is now open to the public in a sense, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not just cornered off. Like anyone can kind of watch it. Anyone can kind of watch it. I think that's what like wanted to do with.
Because I feel like fashion isn't really that accessible in a sense. And it's good to see more and more people are starting to like break down the barriers to entry, you know? Yeah,
exactly. I think every designer has that thing where they're like, I want to do something completely different, right? And like, but then at the same time, it's like, falling into it's like, I want to go to Fashion Week and I want to be, you know, I want to be part of this clique that I see online. I want to be cool or whatever, you know? But after you do it for a while, like at first it's crazy meeting all these people that you've seen like on the internet or whatever, or on Instagram. You're like, oh, these are all people that can help me or help my brand. After a while you get to that stage where you're like, oh man, like I just want to go home and work on some stuff and just hang out with my cat.
You kind of lose the infatuation with all that kind of stuff.
Exactly. So I think, but then like when it happens and you're not involved, you might get like FOMO or something. You're like, oh man, I could be there chatting with these people, getting my brand out there more. But then at the same time, you're like, no, like I'm working on something different that's going to be more beneficial in the long run, you know, because like everyone has their own market and their own way of doing things.
Yeah.
So I want to be like a brand that does something completely different. Like, you know, I want to keep doing different things all the time.
Yeah.
So that stops the kind of predictability of what I'm doing, you know?
Yeah. And like, what do you think of this whole, I think there's like a massive trend, obviously. Well, like music has always kind of driven fashion, but I feel like it's always a different genre's turn. Like, you know, you kind of had like rave culture, punk culture, whatever it is, and like right now it's hip hop is just like completely taken
it's like
over.
all hip hop now.
So like, what do you kind of think of that influence? Are you a hip hop head? And
yeah, I'm a big hip hop head. Like I always have been since I was like 13.
Yeah.
Like so I've always been like
it's
crazy
like
into
old
that.
school SoundCloud, like, or everything.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, like I started off just listening to kind of old school stuff. Like I was big into like Cool G Rap and Rakim and Wu Tang, and then I was big G Unit fan, like 50 and Lloyd Banks and all that stuff. Dipset.
So you're just catching it all, like.
Yeah, so just catch it. Like I listen to kind of anything, like, you know, I just kind of like, because I like experimenting with different stuff and listening to it. And then like I was big onto the like SoundCloud scene early, like with like X and Wi-Fi's Funeral and Ski Mask and all that. So I kind of mix all that together now. I have like a weird mix of stuff where I listen to to all that, you know, and then like I was always kind of big into like thrash metal and stuff as well, and all just like different bands. So I kind of mix it all together, and then so but yeah, like the whole hip hop and fashion thing, like I think like I like it for now, you know, like because I think especially with hip hop now, because
it feels very current, like,
and it's a lot different. Like there's so many rappers now that are like pushing boundaries and trying to do different things, like back, like, because you know in the past, like obviously like it's always had like kind of problems with different things, but I feel as though now there's so many rappers trying to wear different things, like
like back in the day it was like one style would get popular and all the labels would push it because there's no
it was like you either had like the baggy tracksuit or like
the bling era gangster rap,
like,
you know, but now it's
big
like
ass Sean John baggy jeans, like,
but now it's like you can have X and you can have Kendrick Lamar, and it's like both of them are representing each other, you know what I mean?
Exactly. You can like you can have Kendrick wearing like some Craig Green or something, and then you can have someone else wearing like Gosha or whatever, and it all kind of links together.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. You know? Like Lil Peep was one of those people of, like, when everyone talks about his lost potential, but like because he was at the I don't know what that was. He was at the V-Lone show, and like I'd heard rumors that like there was all sorts of brands trying to get him involved and stuff. And, like, even in his music videos, you kind of see him wearing certain clothes and all, and you could just see him having such a bright future even in that, you know?
Man. Oh, his style was so insane. Like I loved his stuff
because like he would really mix like punk and like, but even that whole, I don't know, just he did it so well, you know what I mean? And those face tats, it reminded me of something very like Vetmoncy as well, or weird
no, I would have loved to get like, I just loved his music. Like I loved his whole vibe in general. Like he was so kind of like easygoing, and I was really like, it really got me when he passed, like, you know. And
like, what kind of designers are you into right now? Like, because I know, like, how did you feel about like Virgil at Louis, or you know, how have you been thinking about fashion in the last like couple of months?
I don't know. Like I have like a love-hate relationship with everything fashion. Like, you know, it's
you're so
like,
involved in it. You're almost
it's like I think the whole, because like I'm always so split with Virgil in general, like, you know, because like I really like him. I think he's a nice guy, but then like certain things he does kind of like irks me.
Same design over and over again, or is it like,
I don't know, just the whole thing about it, like I feel as though everything is always just focused on what is Off-White going to do, you know. He's gotten to that stage now where
everyone's
it's all
wondering.
just but like I liked the Louis collection. I really liked it. Like when I was first looking through it, I even tweeted it. I was like, man, this is actually fire, to be honest. Like, you know, especially,
you can't fault it, like.
I like where he took the brand and the different designs, and I love like the accessories that he did, and then like the first like and then like the, you know, like the first 20 models are like, you know, black models, and I just, you know, and also it's kind of cool. Like I watched like the little video that they put up, like of the making of it. I don't know, it's kind of cool to see this dude walking around at the Louis office with a hoodie, just writing on stuff with a marker. You know, like, because I don't know, I know certain people like in fashion would kind of frown on that. They're like, oh, that's not design, you know, but as someone that comes from like no real classical kind of background,
he developed a process and
like, so that's the type of thing. It's like sometimes like certain things that he'll do will annoy me, but I think that's also about the hype environment around him. Do you know, it's like people just hype up everything, like, do you know, it's like everything is just oversaturated. But I think him as a designer, I think that he's opened a lot of doors for people to do things that might not have been able to do them if it wasn't for him for him doing that, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, like other than that, I don't know. Like there's not. I really like Martin Rose's stuff. I like Hotweiler. And then like my favorite designer ever is McQueen. You know, like I loved all his stuff. Like I still like look at his stuff all the time. Like Raf, like the early Raf stuff, just the general kind of stuff. And then I'm big into like old streetwear stuff as well, you know. So
like Old Bape and all, or
all that type of stuff. Yeah. So like that's where like my original interest would come from, like old sportswear and old streetwear. So yeah, like and then at the moment, like I still like Vetements. Like I know it's kind of.
I wanted to bring that up because I feel like, well, with Demna, you know, Vetements and Balenciaga, because I feel like he doesn't get enough. Like Virgil's getting all this credit. I feel like Demna doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah,
for
I think
what he's doing at the two brands.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like I think like he's completely changed what Balenciaga is. Like you know, because like Wang just destroyed it. So like you know, so. But
even the way, like, because Virgil kind of just has this status just because of who he is, but I feel like Demna brought Balenciaga back through like really clever marketing. Like you know, like he has items like, what was that in the new season with the shirt
on a shirt.
Yeah. Even if it goes two ways for them, it either becomes like a really hot piece because it's so crazy, or it becomes a meme.
But that's either what Balenciaga
people
is
talk about
now.
Either way,
like,
people talk about it.
It's a meme brand now, pretty
much.
Because
I have a sneaking suspicion that they put the Triple S sneaker out there to be a meme, and it actually sold.
No,
you know what I mean?
I'd completely like agree with that, to be honest, like because you can see it, just everything about their marketing, like, and all the pieces that they make, and just getting like.
They just go crazy with it.
Yeah, they just
like
go crazy.
Highlighters on heels and
all that stuff. And like do you see like the campaign they did where they just like they like took everyone out and just had like the money like tights or whatever, and they just like eraser tooled people out, or, like you know, and weird, like, and like the. Like 5 jackets on top of each other, you know, and then everyone's like linking
the Balenciaga one as well. That it kind of reminded me of the Yeezy one with Kim on the Instagram. It was like the one where it was all
like
pack shots.
Campaign, actually.
That was really sick.
Yeah, the one with all the models. Yeah, that was really so sick. I really liked that. When I first saw it, it was like, because it's such a simple idea, but it's really good. Like it's a really good campaign. And it sticks.
That's what I like about a lot of these young brands are really figuring out new ways. That's kind of what sparked to my head when you were talking about IGTV and stuff. It's like figuring out new ways.
That's
to do things.
Like I don't know. I do like them now. I love a lot of Volkova. I think she's great. Like her like styling or art direction is great. And then like I was really into like Margiela as well, so I see a lot of Margiela influences through them now working there and everything. And I like that whole kind of like post-Soviet kind of movement. Like I just like that kind of style. Like I'm big into stuff like that myself. So I still like it. So like people will always be talking about how like Vetements is dead or whatever, but like I still like it. Like, you know.
I haven't gotten around to seeing what they just showed. I think it was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, I watched it yesterday.
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to watch it yet.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was like an exploration into like his version of Georgia, like where he's from. Like so, so it was like a bunch of like cool prints and stuff like that, and like full body pieces, like so well, it looked pretty sick, like
sounds you know. I guess we'll just wrap up like just with a little bit more hip hop.
Cool, man.
Scorpion just dropped.
we talked about you just like we talk for an hour.
Right, I'm gonna lay my case out for. Okay, well, I'm gonna lay it out first.
Just lay it out there,
I feel like whatever you're gonna say afterwards, like just say it anyway. Don't let my opinion change you. Right?
Yeah.
So it's been a bad year for Drake, I think. Okay, so he dropped More Life, right? I liked More Life. Okay, but ever since then, he dropped, from what I can see, about 2 singles. Okay, he dropped God's Plan. Like I feel like he dropped that too early, right? To get you hyped for Scorpion. You know?
I'm surprised it was on the album actually.
Yeah, that's kind of what I saw popping up, and I was like,
already a meme where they're like, hands up if you skipped it. Like
so I was kind of like looking at that, like, okay, like what's the other single here? And it's I'm Upset.
I'm upset. Yeah.
Right, and that dropped right after he just got bodied by Pusha T, and he's rapping about being upset. You know what I mean? So I was kind of like, oh, what's this Drake guy doing? You know? But then to top it all off, I only listened now to like the first half of the album so far.
Yeah,
I haven't gone all the way through. But what made me literally stop was the Jay-Z feature, where he like. Jay says something about like you let Zimmerman walk, but y'all shoot X or something in the streets, whatever.
Fucked up,
and I was just kind of like, Drake has this persona of being like so kind of PC and PC correct, but like he copied X's flow, but still lets, you know, still wants to get the credit of having like a rip X on the album, you know what I mean? But he needs to get Jay to say it because he knows what he did.
He can't say it, yeah.
So I just feel like there's all this stuff building up on Drake that's just making me kind of be like, man, I don't know. Even did you see the Spotify homepage?
Yeah, like every single thing had his.
Every single playlist.
Even like Best of British and like Gospel like, had like a picture of Drake on it.
Like it's insane. Like I don't like, and there was one more thing that just kind of irked me. Oh, it was in the God's Plan. Like even as a concept, I remember like anyone with like half a brain was kind of like, what did Drake do? Why is he giving out $1 million? Like, what's he trying to like get out in front of, you know? And then it's like 2 months later, oh, he has a kid.
Yeah, it's like
oh, right.
Have you seen that meme where they reverse the video and it's actually him taking money from people?
And then they all start crying.
Yeah, and then they all start crying. Like.
Yeah. But like, that's what it just made me, that whole year just, and then when Scorpion actually dropped, I was like, I gave it like one listen. I was
just not bothered.
Like, I just don't understand how he's still in that conversation of the greatest when people know he goes wrote, like, because my 2 favorite albums, right, would be If You're Reading This It's Too Late, and then what's the other one? Take Care.
Yeah, Take Care is my favorite,
right?
I think.
So The Weeknd wrote Take Care.
Yeah.
And Quentin Miller wrote If You're Reading This It's Too Late.
Yeah. And he got like passed straight away for that. Like Meek Mill got like shit at him.
That's what I mean.
For saying that, and then he was so confused. He's like, but you're a rapper.
Yeah.
Why aren't you writing? But then it's like, it doesn't matter anymore. Because it's like you have all these group of writers that do stuff for you. Like, you know, it's crazy how the kind of culture shifted that way. Where
it's weird. Like,
someone can come out and be like, someone else wrote the whole album. They're like, oh, I don't care because it slaps.
Yeah. Pretty much.
You know?
But that's why it's just making me like kind of wonder, like, when people talk about who's on top, everybody said like Drake, Kendrick, J. Cole. And like, I just feel like it has... Really?
I don't know, man. I only recently kind of got back into liking J. Cole a little bit because...
Yeah. Did you like KOD or...?
Yeah, KOD. I like KOD. I'm still kind of annoyed at myself for liking it.
Really?
To be honest,
Really?
I don't know. I just have this stigma about J. Cole.
Really?
Like just
the meme of J. Cole. Like,
he just annoys me,
Lil
man.
Pump.
I just feel as though he's always trying to like, shout out Lil Pump.
Yeah.
That's my guy.
He tainted your opinion.
I feel as though he always just tries to. This was even before that, like, because I used to listen to him like that. Or what's the early stuff
Friday
that he
Night
dropped?
Lights
Yeah, all
stuff,
that, like, and I thought it was dope. I felt as though he's always trying to preach at me.
That's
he's
true,
always
man.
trying to tell me, like,
That's true,
he's like,
man.
oh, y'all just doing this. Like, I don't want to listen to it, man.
Yeah.
You know, like, I feel as though, like, because I like listening to Kendrick. I feel as though Kendrick does it in a different way, but I don't know. But so I only kind of recently got back into it. But I know like that's what people are always saying. But I feel as though like Drake shouldn't be really mentioned with like Kendrick. In my opinion,
it just dawned on me this week, just with this album dropping or something. I was just like,
because like whatever, like I think about J. Cole or people think about J. Cole, he's there rapping, he's rhyming, like he's there like writing shit all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like I don't think Drake is doing that. Like I feel as though he would get assassinated. Yeah, like that's why I was waiting for someone to assassinate Drake for years, just lyrically. Like so that's why when Pusha did it, I was like, I was like, shit, there we go. That was because I was waiting for Meek to do it. I was like, yo, like he used to be a battle rapper. I was like, go at him. But then he like didn't because
he wanted to use a WWE beat.
And then he got sued by the Undertaker.
And then the funny thing about the Pusha T situation to me was it's another bad decision in like Drake's year is like this guy has wanted beef with you for like 5 years.
So like
he has bars. He has bars.
Exactly.
If he's been waiting this long, he puts out this half-baked diss, most of it for Kanye. Doesn't have any bars for Pusha T. Pusha T then gets to respond. Everybody goes crazy. Like even still on SoundCloud, Pusha's song has more plays than Drake. Yeah, and it's like that's huge. Like for Pusha, like So, and then you know what I mean. He couldn't respond to that. You know what I mean?
No, but like what someone said that he had like a response recorded, but he never dropped it because. You know, we about business and you know we're not gonna do that. And then Kanye tweeted like, "Oh, we've never been about beef and all this," even though like you know he clearly wanted to throw something out. Like it's like what's that line on Ye where he's like, what song is it on?
And the funny thing is,
no mistakes, is it? Where he's all like, "Calm down, you light skin."
Yeah.
It's like he's clearly taking a shot at Drake. Like, you know.
But didn't he write the hook of something on that album? Drake wrote the hook of something.
Did he? Yeah.
All Mine, I think.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny. Like they're all just kind of hypocrites at the end of the day. Like.
Yeah, I feel as though they still work with each other, but at the same time they're kind of at each other, like. But yeah, Drake taking crazy L's. He's taking like L's to the face.
Yeah, no, I just felt like saying that just because like Scorpion dropped this week. If you've been living under a rock.
Yeah,
and have an open Spotify.
It was pretty hard not to know that it dropped. Exactly. Like I got like a notification from like Apple Music when it dropped. I got like 4 notifications saying Scorpion now out. Then it was like, listen here, click here for Scorpion. It's Drake just there like, please listen to it. It's like, I know you've listened to Daytona every day since it dropped, but please listen to it.
Exactly.
But
that was my last kind of thing as well. Is like, what's with Drake making these long albums?
Streams, man.
So he just makes these long ass albums.
Yeah, and it suits him now because he has the stream game. Like that's what rap is about now. Like everyone has to. Like Migos did it.
Yeah,
and
they had a weird thing with their playlist as well.
Yeah, and like no, what was it?
It was like when Culture 2 came out. If you went to their Spotify page, it wasn't their album in the latest release or what would be in that spot. It was like this playlist of Culture 2. That had the album repeated 3 times.
Serious?
So Culture 2 is already long enough, whatever it is, 20
now it's like
so now it's like 60. So
it's like
I hit shuffle on that and I was like, whoa, what's going on here?
Just constantly playing. Yeah. That's it. It's all about the stream money.
Yeah.
Ray Shremmerd was the same. It's like, who wants to listen to 3 discs of Ray Shremmerd? Like, there's only so much I can hear you rap about your Ferrari, and it's like, I like Ray Shremmerd. They're just
and the
cool
fact
dudes.
That they gave Slim Jimmy his own CD.
Yeah, it's like, look, it's like I like Ray Shremmerd, like they're just young guys having fun, but like you don't need 3 discs.
Yeah, exactly.
And also the whole like Migos and like the first Culture album I felt was perfect. Like 14 tracks, that's chill.
Perfect.
Do you know what I mean? But then you drop this crazy project. But more and more people are going to be doing this now.
I know.
But Drake's always done that.
But it's interesting to see them the other way of Daytona, where it's like all killer, no filler. You know?
Yeah, like 7 tracks. What was it? Like Pusha said, he was like, you know, if I can't keep you for 7 tracks, then what's the point? You know.
Yeah.
And it's the same like with Ye. Although I kind of wanted Ye to be a bit longer.
Yeah,
because I feel as though Kanye is so experimental. Like I feel as though he could pull it out. But even like Kids See Ghosts.
And even because there's like 2 minutes of that, whatever it is, 20 minutes is his speech on the start of. What is it?
Yeah,
I wanted to kill you today or whatever.
Yeah, the first
that's 2
track
minutes
about
right
killing
there.
you of him talking. Yeah.
And you're like, where's the album?
Yeah. Especially if you listen to like Life of Pablo, it's so long. It's just like him like getting out these crazy ideas, like. But poor Drake, man. I don't know. I still like the first disc of Scorpion, kinda. Listened to it a few times now.
Watch me next week. Be like, all right, listen to the album.
I listened to it. I don't know. I was like that with the Post Malone album. I was like, man, I hate this album. It's terrible.
That's a long album as well.
And then I listened to it when I was in a better mood, and I was like, I kind of like it. He's just having fun, you know? But you know.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to plug coming up for Late to N? And
it's just like we've got like Spring Summer 18 is still out right now. You can get it on the website late2n.com. Yeah, you can check it out. There's like a bunch of other content up in there, videos, lookbooks. The new autumn winter collection is dropping August 1st. Hopefully, if we get everything made, we're making it right now, so hopefully it's all done on time. There'll be new content for that as well, doing a campaign, videos, couple of big collabs. And then I'm showing my Spring Summer 19 for next year on July 21st.
Perfect.
Streaming through the live, through the website live, so late2n.com again. Yeah. So you can check it out on there. But there'll be a bunch of stuff on Instagram.
Exactly. All of it will be in the description.
Yeah, it's just, Late2n on Instagram. That's where we do most of our stuff. So you can check out whatever you want there. And that's everything, man.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks a lot for joining us, man.
No worries. Thanks for having me on. Loved it.